show up over here. Right there. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Just posting my stuff real fast. Market opens up in about 1 minute. 1 minute. There's a massive move on CPI when CPI was announced this morning on Nasdaq. Big move. There's a 196-point move. Let's see, does that chat show up now? Let's keep doing that. Not even clicking. Okay. Let's see if the chat is showing up in my prompter. Why does it do that? Oh. Oh, I guess I can't use it for chat. Sucks. All right. Market is open. I want to see what price does with this low here on Nasdaq, and same with Bitcoin with these lows that have kind of come here after price had a big shoot up on both Bitcoin and Nasdaq. Bitcoin even had a big move too. I would like to see us, like, if Nasdaq wants to give us a nice wick above this low, maybe we can get a nice move here. Put this line right there. And I want to see how does Bitcoin react to like this low here. So I'm just going to be patient here. And also price right now for Nasdaq is in price discovery. So it is above all-time highs. So we don't know where could price stop. We do know support levels that price could go to the downside, but to the upside, there's no telling like how far this could go to the upside today if it really wants to rip. So that's why I'm hoping if we do get a push to the upside, we at least get this in the beginning. It looks like we might be getting a setup here. Nasdaq might just give us something here. It might just do it. 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. We might get a trade right off rip here, and Bitcoin's doing it too. Dang, I hate it when they line up like that. This is what potentially, this is what it could look like. Yeah, but it might not even tap us in. It might just rip without us. Let me look at Bitcoin real fast. Bitcoin has a while till it can invert the fair value gap, which is nice. It can give me some time to try to figure this out. We might get trades right off open. Nasdaq might not even tap us in. Nasdaq might just run without us. What are you doing? All right, Bitcoin is not close to tapping us in yet. Bitcoin would still have to do. Bitcoin looks like it might actually dive a little bit. Well, we had the setup. Now, will it tap us in? That's the thing. Might not. I'm also interested to see how does price react to this wick up here. If we hit our Nasdaq target, I won't be trying to take this trade. Oh wait, I just realized I never even put a limit order in on this. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid for that one. Okay, Bitcoin has invalidated our long, so we still gotta wait for Bitcoin. Oh wait, no. Yep, it's invalidated our long. Unless it has in the next 2 minutes a crazy move up, but we might leave a crazy wick here on Nasdaq. I'm watching that. I don't love the idea of going short at all-time highs, but if it presents itself, I guess we do it. Bitcoin just tapped in this 5-minute low. I'm interested to see how does it react here and how can we utilize that. I want to see how this 5-minute candle closes on Nasdaq. Does it leave a wick or does it close above that high? Okay, Bitcoin's pushing through. Okay, Bitcoin pushed through this low. Still nothing on Bitcoin. Nasdaq did leave a pretty big wick there on the 5-minute. I'm watching what it's doing here. If it inverts the 1-minute fair value gap, we might have something here. But I want to be careful too to watch. I'm watching the 1-minute on this screen and then the 5-minute over here too, because I want to see also what is this 5-minute doing, because if this 5-minute closes out all above this line, I do not want to take that short. Two and a half minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Still watching to see what does it give us here. Bitcoin still nothing. Okay, it looks like it's inverting that fair value gap. Maybe. Did not do it. Still has yet to do it. Took away that 5-minute fair value gap also. It's not wanting to invert it. Oh, all right. See what it does here. There's some little jolting moves. This close above that 5-minute high. It's like right on the line. Literally right on the line. I think if it fails to push higher and actually closes this inverse fair value gap, I think I'll take the risk of taking this short. It could play out pretty nicely. There's a lot of liquidity below us. Because it's very hard to tell if it closed below. Copper, no. Hey, no. Leave it. Copper, leave it. Hey, leave it. No. Hey. My dog was getting the trash. It's literally just in this tiny little range in this fair value gap. Look at it. Look, it's just hanging out in this little fair value gap right here. M and Q actually looks like it closed higher than NQ. Copper, no. Yeah, M and Q closed a little higher than NQ did. All right, looks like it's actually going to finally invert that thing. Okay. You see real fast? Watch, this one's not going to tap us in also and also run without us. Sweet. Sweet. It's gonna run without us. That's so cool. Oh, there is red folder news that comes out. Did it just come out? Yeah, I did. PMI. Right. All right, looks like price might run without us here on this one. The bummer. Bitcoin closed below this 5-minute low, so again, we ignore it. Ah, oh, Nasdaq, you suck. Running without me again. Yeah, it looks like Nasdaq might just run without us. Let's see, it might retrace back up. Our entry is in a big 1 minute fair value gap, so maybe price will come up and retest that fair value gap and then push. Oh. Okay, it's coming back up and might just tap us in here. Stop loss is at this high because I'm like, if it's gonna go, price is gonna come all the way back up to here. I don't want to wait for that. It shouldn't come back up to here if we're gonna get tapped in. Okay, we're tapped in.
Order filled.
We want to buy limit. But I'm gonna put my buy limit a little smaller than 2R. I'm gonna put at this low here. Hopefully we can hit that. I'm gonna take this guy off. I thought it was. Hopefully price, you know, pushes through this. I wanted to, if it's gonna tap us in and be in this 1 minute fair value up here, I would like it to be pretty aggressive, because there should be a lot of fuel to the downside if it's gonna go. Yeah, like that. Oh my gosh, we might fund our Top Step account right now. Oh my gosh. Let me show you. It almost hit our TP. If we hit this TP, we get funded on our Top Step account. Come on. Come on, hit that TP. Come on. You inverted the 1 minute fair value up. Just go to the TP. I'm going to move my stop on this one just down to this guy, because it shouldn't come back up to that. Oh my gosh, come on. You're joking me. Come on. Hit that TP. It should hit it. It should hit it. You're making your wick. Now push through. Come on. Come on. Come on, you were so close. You were so close. Oh, you dirty dog. Oh, you dirty dog. Oh my gosh, it was so close to hitting TP. Come on. Push down, push down. Oh my, I cannot believe it just did that to me. It might actually stop me out here. Let me see the 5 minute. Dang, I can't believe it just did that. That had to have funded my Apex one. Whoa. Let's go. My Apex account did get funded. Oh my gosh, no way. Oh, take this off, take this off, take this off. My Apex account did get funded. Top sub account did get stopped out. Dang, that was a crazy wick. On M, wait, that was a crazy wick on M&Q, but not on NQ. So my Apex account did get funded on that. So we did get one funded account. There we go. M&Q, why did you have to do that? So we've lost some of the profits on our top step, but we're still okay. We're still $1,000 in profit on that eval. We still could definitely do it. Dang, that's crazy that it just wicked up like that. I am stoked that we got our Apex eval though completed. Right, yep, $53,096 in the account. Apex got, let's go. Apex got funded. This one was a hard one to tell because we even got tapped in on this inverted fair value gap 2 down here. And that one looks like it would have worked. Would have been the move actually. I really thought that price would go lower. Honestly, with the fail of this displacement, right? It swept here, pushed up. It should have probably pushed through this. But the big wick here to me was like, okay, that's obvious. It's probably wants to go lower. But nope. It wants to do this instead. Okay. Dang. It almost hit TP too on this. That was a really weird wick there on Nasdaq. Actually, I don't know if it would have tapped this in. Maybe. Oh yeah, it would have. You'd have gotten tapped in. I guess the long was the play. You wouldn't have been at your target yet. Oh wait, what did you have hit it? Oh, and you would have hit it too. That's frustrating. That's really frustrating. All right, Bitcoin hit into London low. I'm interested to see how does Bitcoin react to London low here. I did take a small position on Top Step, a little outside my normal 1 minute kill shot, and I'll explain it what I did. So here's, I'm watching Bitcoin, but here's what I did on Top Step real fast. I'll explain it. Top Step. Okay, so right, that 5 minute 1 minute, or that 1 minute kill shot failed over here. Prices pushed up. Here it displaced out of the orb, retested the fair value gap, and then closed again outside the opening range. So price to me looks like it wants to continue moving upwards. This candle here has closed below these highs to the left, and looks like price has attacked this external range of liquidity. So I put a limit order at this 1 minute fair value gap that finally closed above some of these highs. And I put the limit order at the fair value gap, stop loss at the candle that was the first candle of this 3 candle move. And so now, like for me now, I'm gonna move it here because I don't want price to come down to that low. I want it to, like, if it's gonna continue to the upside, it should just like keep moving. I don't really want it like messing around too much. But I would like to attack this external range. I would like to see a candle closure above this high here to the left. But we might actually get stopped out here. I like this 5 minute closure here above this wick. Yeah, it might not work out. If we get stopped out here, this would be, I think this would be kind of weird. Be some weird price action if it did. I want to see Nasdaq hold this fair value gap right here. Oh, let me check on Bitcoin. Bitcoin still hasn't done anything. I'll move this one over here for right now, and I'll watch Bitcoin over here. So you guys can watch this live position. And then if Bitcoin does give us an inversion, we might be able to go long on Bitcoin too. There we go, Nasdaq. If we hit that TP up there on Top Step, we get funded. So again, I'm pretty aggressive with my funded accounts. I'm just taking off risk as I see price making these lows. I don't like, this is a low I would not want to see Nasdaq come back down to. Like, it shouldn't come back down to that at this point. Now it should like kind of displace and continue that momentum to the upside. Like, it's, see how this 1 minute candle closed above these highs? I definitely don't want to see it come attack these lows now. I want to see it attack this high. I think if we attack this high, it should potentially displace to our take profit. I would like to see also a new fair value gap formed, because that fair value gap should act as like a layer of defense from our entry. If we hit this high on Nasdaq, I'll be moving my stop loss to break even. if we're able to hit it. Watching Bitcoin over here. Let me actually turn this on too. Oh wait, I just realized I'm in the wrong scene. There we go. Why is it not showing my screen? This trade might not work out over here on Nasdaq. I do like the way that it seems to be respecting this fair value gap. So, and I was thought with the way that this 1 minute was kind of breaking above. Let's see the 5 minutes closing higher too. I would like to see some. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get stopped out here on this little position. Unless we get some kind of saving grace right now. Oh my gosh, we might. Dude, why will it not show? It drives me nuts that. There we go. When OBS does this. Come on. Come on, Nasdaq. Quit chopping around in displays. Looks like we might get stopped out in freaking OBS. We got stopped out there. Small loss. We're still profitable in the eval. I'm going to see. So price just made a little tiny fair value gap here to the downside. I want to see how price reacts to that because I still think we're bullish. I still think we're overall bullish on Nasdaq here. Price on the 5 minute closed above these highs. There's no 5 minute fair value ups, but I want to see if we invert this fair value gap on this Nasdaq move here and see if maybe that will give us something. What is Bitcoin doing? Okay. Yep, Bitcoin's still looking good for me. Yo, what's up? Good morning. Let's see if we invert this. Seven seconds. Bitcoin looks like it's heading down lower. Okay. Take one more stab at this Nasdaq right here. It just inverted this fair value gap. And so hopefully we can Might not work out again. Might stop us out again. Yeah, I like that wick. Yeah, I think it's gonna stop us out actually. Yep. All right. Okay, well, that's not good for our eval. Kind of bummed here. Now we're not in profit for the eval. Now we're actually down a little bit. And we're pretty close to our stop, our maximum loss limit, so. At least we passed the Apex eval. At least we're able to pass the Apex eval. I'm grateful for that. Bitcoin looks like it's falling even further. Yeah, Bitcoin's going to be falling further. It still didn't give us anything. So nothing on Bitcoin. Antonio said, just took the long on gold and silver 2 hours ago, up 40% on the trade. How you doing? Nice. Today today we were able to fund an Apex account. So we got a funded Apex account today, but we did take a loss here on this 1 minute kill shot. And then on Top Step, because I've just been trading my Top Step a little different. I've been trying to go off a little bit more. I've been trying to test with Top Step. My Top Step account is like my intuition. Like, okay, what am I reading on the charts? What am I like not necessarily going off a model, just going off of like, what am I seeing price do, right? Like how am I seeing price react to structure or fair value gaps, and just going off my intuition. And we're down a little bit on that account. We're down $1,500 this morning on the Top Step one, which I'm so bummed. It literally, on our first 1 minute kill shot, it was like a tick away from hitting our TP and getting the account funded. And then it does this to me. So I'm like a little frustrated, but it's okay. Let me see here on Nasdaq. I kind of want to take a stab at a short here on Nasdaq. I want to see it kind of develop here a little bit more. But if price is failing to displace these highs, right, and it wants to come back down, and I want to see how it reacts like the opening range again. But we do have a displacement candle here, but it got inverted. We don't have any displacement here to the downside. So I just kind of want to see, this price starts showing its hand that it wants to go lower actually today. Like it had this big move, you know, at CPI. So is it going to actually go deeper into that big, massive 5-minute fair value gap that we left here? Or is it going to finally give us some displacement to the upside? Yeah, still nothing on Bitcoin that I'm loving or that I'm liking. I want to see if it leaves a fair value gap here. And I think if it does, I'll try to take a stab at a short here. All right, took away the fair value gap. Man, that's, I can't believe you didn't hit my TP. Almost back in the opening range. Any tips on how to not be greedy? I many times sell too early also. I would say, oh wait, how not to be greedy? Set yourself some limits. One, like, what do I mean by that? Set yourself a limit of like, hey, I'm only allowed to take 3 trades a day. Or I'm only allowed to take 2 trades a day. One of my rules is, if the first trade is green, I'm done for the day. No matter if it's $10 green or $1,000 green. If my first trade is green for the day, I'm done for the day. Because for me, I know if I sit here and keep trying to trade or whatever, I'm just gonna chip away at that profit potentially, right? Sometimes you will have a crazy good day. Sometimes you're gonna have a crazy bad day. I think it's best, set yourself a rule that says if I hit X target, or if I hit 3 trades, whatever, I'm done for the day. I'm no longer allowed to trade. That's one thing. Also, many times sell too early. If you close your position too early, I'd probably say there could be a couple of things. First, you might be over leveraged. Like, you might be using too much, too high of a size. It's stressing you out. You're freaking out over the size that you want. And you're like, you know, I don't know how big of a contract you're using, but say you're up $1,000. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose this, right? You're probably using too much size. Or also, you're not taking profit off. Like for me, if I were to take a long right now, you know, I'd probably take off a contract at this external range liquidity. I'd probably take a contract off at 2R. I'd probably take a contract off, you know, I have levels where I'm going to take my contracts off and take profit and not just float the whole thing. Now, some traders float their whole thing. They'll trail through from displacement and stuff like that. But I think that takes experience. And I'd say if you're not an experienced trader, and I would assume just by this question, you know, you probably are a newer trader. Shave off, take off profit at levels, have targets, and take a profit. Do not move that take profit. If you have one that you set and you say, I'm going to take profit here, you're not allowed to move it. And set yourself rules. Like, if I set a TP at an external range liquidity or internal range liquidity, I'm not allowed to move it. And stick to that. Because a lot of times, right, someone will put, like, let's just use a line, for example. You know, someone will say this is their stop loss. You know, this big green line, that's my stop loss. And I'm not allowed to move it unless I get a 5-minute order block, or I'm not allowed to move it unless I get a 1-minute fair value gap. But then they, like, you know, they'll start seeing like, oh, what if it comes back? Okay, I'm gonna just move it. You know, oh well, I'm just move it, and then they'll get stopped out, right? And then they don't actually let the trade play out. Or things for take profit, right? They're like, okay, here's my target, here's one of my targets. Oh, but what if it runs down to this one and I miss out? You know, it's like, who cares? You took profit. Enjoy the profit. Like, your trade is working. You hitting into the levels that you're looking for. So I'd say do stuff like that. Okay, looks like we're getting some displacement here on the 1 minute. We're getting, if we get a fair value gap back into the opening range, I'll take that. That's kind of like a fail flip. Yeah, and give yourself grace too. Like, this is hard. You know, it's a learning journey. But you won't be successful if you don't set yourself boundaries, parameters, rules, you know, a system. If you just go off like your feelings, you know, I feel like I could go here, I feel whatever. No, you should have a system in place that allows you not to think. Like for me, one of my systems is if I take a trade, say where my stop loss is at, I always take a TP at 2R, no matter what. There's some kind of TP getting taken at 2R. So right there would definitely be a TP. If I took this trade, there's definitely going to be a TP that happens at 2R. All right, I'm going to see this retest. Because if price does like what it did over here where it created a fair value gap, but then, you know, disrespects the fair value gap, I don't want to take part in that. I want to see it respect this fair value gap here. And then we can potentially snag a short. But I like this momentum that it's showing. You know, you have displacement up here. You have displacement here now. All right, I'm going to let this candle finish in 20 seconds. If it closes bearish, I think I'm going to try to take a snag at it. All right. Well, I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Might actually invert it. I'm still waiting to see what price does here. If we invert it, I want it to kind of look like this one over here. It inverted a fair value gap. So let me show you the example of what I'm trying to watch out for. This one inverted the fair value gap, left the fair value gap to the upside, retested that fair value gap, and then displaced. So if we invert this, I kind of want to see if it leaves a fair value gap, and then I'll put I'll try to go long. I'll take a stab at a long again, but only if it leaves a fair value gap to the upside. If it's like wiki and no fair value gap showing no fuel and displacement, then I'm going to probably pass on it. And then the long would look something like, say there's a one here, stop loss at the third candle. Okay, let's see if it gives me a fair value gap or not. Nope, no fair value gap. It did invert that fair value gap though. Did you hear Trump say they might pay the 38 trillion debt with crypto though? Oh shoot, I did not hear that. I did not hear that. That's crazy. I'm down for it. How would they do that? Because the market cap of crypto isn't even 38 trillion. Okay. All right, I want to see. Got it. No small fair value up here. I want to see how this candle closes. If this leaves a fair value up now, okay, after this retest, push, and if it leaves a fair value gap, I'm in. Okay, no fair value gap still. I want to see which way, now that we're back in a key area, right, this opening range, I want to see which way is going to give me displacement first. Is it going to be to the upside or is it going to be to the downside? Right, because over here, when it retested the opening range, once it retested it, got in there, it played around, and then bulls displaced the upside. So I want to see, do we displace the upside or do we displace the downside? Yes, I think funded accounts are great. You know, like with Apex, my eval cost me $37 to try to do the eval, and now I'm gonna pay. I got funded, so now I'm gonna pay an activation fee of $85. So you're in a little over $100 to potentially get paid out over $2,000. You know, there's Alpha Futures. They have a great one. Top Step is $50 to get an account. There's lots of different prop firms that give really good opportunity for new traders and people like me who don't have like a ton of money to just throw into like a live account or something. I think funded accounts are a huge opportunity. That's why I've kind of shifted a lot of my focus onto, you know, futures trading and funded accounts. And, you know, I still do crypto trading and stuff, but I think it's just it's a huge opportunity if you know, you're willing to put in the work. So look, we might get the first displacement to the upside here. "30 seconds here. I'm watching. See what goes down. Still watching Bitcoin. I still don't like what I'm seeing over there. Nothing that I see yet. All right, I'm going to put a stop loss or buy limit at here. This is what the position's going to look like for Nasdaq. Hopefully, our max loss limit is not too far away from us. We only got like $600 worth of drawdown. So I'm hoping we can get tapped in and not sit in too much drawdown here. There we go. We're in. Good morning. Good morning. Hang on, let me check something real fast. Yeah, nothing I'm liking over here on Bitcoin right now. I do like the way Nasdaq's looking though. If we can hit TP, I think we're funded on Top Step. I'll be right back. All right, I'm liking this. If we can hit into this high level here, I'm going to move my stops up a little bit. I don't want to be too aggressive here. Did we get another fair value up here? We did get another fair value up. Actually, I'm going to move stops up. It's not at break even. It's a little underneath. But I'm right at that wick that made this little fair value up here. So there's a new... Sorry. I'm just going off 1 minute displacement. So as we're getting displacement, I'm going to kind of just trail on the displacement. But hopefully we can get, you know, some profit locked in today. Or this eval locked in on Top Step too. Still nothing on Bitcoin. This one leave a fair value gap. I want it to be like easier to see if it's gonna have a fair value gap. Even if this is a fair value gap, I still leave it here. Actually, never mind. All right, the way I'm looking at Nasdaq right now. Like if we go to the 5 minute, it's inverting this 5 minute fair value gap. It's looking really good right now. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I'm hoping we can leave another fair value gap here. We can move stops up to this candle. I don't remember when I need to be at, but okay, we got more displacement. So I'm actually now locked in profit. We're getting fair value gaps as it keeps moving up, which is exactly what I want to see. And I don't want to see this like come down. I want to see it be aggressive. I don't remember what I was at. But I just want to, I don't want to not miss having, you know, the profit that I made or the locking in this eval. But I don't want to make too much too. So we're at 52 here. We need 1,000. Yeah, I think we should be good if it hits that right there. Okay, we got another fair value up. I get to lock in a little bit more profit with this for this candle, this candle, this candle. It's looking good. It's looking good. I really want to see us hit this high because I think if we can make it to this external range liquidity, I think we should get some good displacement. And especially this high here too. Oh, sorry. You got to give thoughts on my gold or silver trade. So, hang on. Let me just focus in on this current trade real fast, and then I can hop in on that. We're just in this trade at the moment. This trade has been amazing. Not even like any time in drawdown. I love it when a trade can do that. I'm liking it. 5 minute inverted that fair value gap. So if you look at Nasdaq here, 5 minute inverted that fair value gap. Oh, we might get stopped out. Perfect. That's okay. We got stopped out, but we still were able to lock in some profit. We're at 51037.4. So we lost about, actually, we're still down about $483 for the day. So we lost about $483 of profit. But yeah, at least our account is still pushing towards that eval to get that eval pass. I cannot believe that it did that. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna keep watching Nasdaq. This move I'm not looking really to like enter again in. I want to see if I can get one of my models presented again, and then we take that. So let's. Okay. All right. So you said you got time to give thoughts on my gold or silver trade. Yeah. What do you want me to kind of give thoughts on? Like, do you want me to try to see if I can mark it out in the charts? Just to peek some thoughts. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go to this. Let's go to gold. What was like your entry? But I mean, if you're long, let's see. When did market open? Let's see when market opened. I mean, just by looking at this, longs look like the perfect play. Oh yeah, dude. Like, look at this. This is why I like gold. If gold is very clean price action. Look at that. You have a displacement with the news, right? With CPI at market open, big fair value gap. Price comes down to the fair value gap, tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You get, I mean, you could have just entered on the first bullish candle, right? Bullish candle close, you know, stop loss maybe goes to the fair value gap or whatever, or maybe that low. Actually, I think that would have stopped you out, but like whatever your stop loss system is, and then you tack, you know, 2R. You're not at 2R yet, but like gold is displaced to the upside, left 2 fair value gaps, you know, left this fair value gap, left this fair value gap, and testing this fair value gap right now. Like for me, if I were in my gold position, if I had a gold position, I would want my stop loss probably like right here. I wouldn't want to see my stop loss coming, you know, below this fair value gap, because gold is very clean in regards to its price action. So if it's going to respect fair value gaps, it's going to hold those. So I wouldn't want it to come, you know, below the fair value gap. But yeah, I think longs, especially on gold, longs look great. Really good. I don't know where you entered, but I think there's a lot of, even if you're at, you know, this is when news was announced, right? News was announced here. You have a nice 5-minute fair value gap. What did price do? Tested it, gave a nice bullish candle. Boom. You could enter, you know, stops go to that low, wherever you put stops, you know, trailing stop loss follows 5-minute displacement. You know, if I entered down here, my stop loss would probably be, I'd be a little more, if I entered down in this level, I would be more conservative. I'd probably put my stop loss either at this low. Actually, no, realistically, my stop loss would be probably at this fair value gap low. Because if it's going to continue to run, I'd want to give it space. But if I entered like in this area, I'd probably want to be a little bit more aggressive because price could, you know. Actually, I don't know. Gold did break this high here. It could attack this high over here to the left. You know, and price, it's hard to tell. But yeah, I think if price inverted this, I'd want to be out. Because again, like, look how price reacts to fair value gaps. Look how clean its structure is. If it starts disrespecting fair value gaps and stuff, that's an indication, I think. And then let's look at silver real fast. Yeah, I don't think silver has as clean of price action. I guess, I don't know. Look, this is when news came out. What did it do? It created a 5-minute fair value gap. Tapped the 5-minute fair value gap. You know, you could be up quite a bit right now with silver too. Silver, I would have also followed displacement. Looks like you didn't have any 5-minute displacement in this leg up. So, you know, stop loss. Yeah. I would have probably been trailing 5-minute order blocks on this because there's no displacement. So my stop loss would be here on this low. For me, that's how I would have played it. And then I would have taken profits on, you know, this external range liquidity, this external range liquidity. You know, you have this external range liquidity that you could have taken a profit at. So yeah, I would have probably only like one contract left on this trade. We would have taken the contracts off at 2R right there. And then for me, I think at that level, I would have probably then wanted to take a contract off here at this high. And then I'd be floating a contract at, you know, order blocks. So yeah, that's what I would have done. 8:45 was my long. Your time? Oh, nice. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a great. Oh my gosh, that's a great entry. Yeah, I'd be on the gold one. I'd be following displacement. And on silver, because there's no displacement in this leg up, I'd be following order blocks. That's what I would do. Or you could even go to 1-minute time frame, you know, and trail like 1-minute structure, right? So 1 minute right here, you know, you could have trailed, you know, this low here that, you know, pushed up. But yeah, that's really good. That's a great trade. Good job, dude. That's a really good trade. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I was aggressive on this move on Nasdaq. I'm interested to see, what does price do in these lows? You know, we're back in the opening range. Nasdaq right now just looks very choppy, in my opinion. This is 5-minute time frame. Yeah, nothing on Bitcoin. Nasdaq could give me something here. We'll see. I doubt it though. I don't know. It looks like price wants to go lower. Oh. Ugh. Yeah, 5 minute has finally displaced. Inverted this fair value up. We never even got to external range liquidity up there. Yeah, look at price now. Yeah, thanks for your thoughts for silver and gold. I activated my fair value up. Nice. Yeah, silver and gold. I don't know silver as much, but gold, I've checked it out, and I know I have some friends who love trading gold. That's all they trade. I mean, after seeing this morning's price action, I'm like, yeah, gold looks really nice. Okay, Bitcoin. I still don't like anything I'm really seeing on Bitcoin here. I think what I'd want to see on Bitcoin at this point, if I were to take a trade, are we going to, like, in this chop that it's doing right now, give a manipulation wick that wicks below these lows one more time to then push up? But I'm not really, still not really interested in taking a Bitcoin trade at the moment. It keeps displacing though to the upside. Like, it keeps giving little displacements, which shows, like, for me that there are buyers here where we're sitting at right now. Look at that 1 minute. No fair value apps here. Or that 5 minute on Nasdaq. This is the nearest fair value app for Nasdaq. I think Bitcoin might run here. It definitely could. I still would like to see some kind of manipulation though. Watching Nasdaq here, it's giving another really big wick, failing to displace this low here. It almost tapped into this low here. But just watching it here, see if we get an inversion. We do have a slight fair value up here on Nasdaq. A very, very tiny one. Oh, you know what? I just realized there's a head and shoulders pattern here. Broke the neckline. This leaves behind a fair value up too. Nope. Yeah, we do have a 1 hour fair value up below us. Might take one more stab here at a short. Price displaced. Did it close? Yeah. Take one more stab. It's gonna be a very aggressive one. Stop loss is at this high that retested the fair value gap. And the reason why I bought or I sold was because, one, we had this massive move down, right? A lot of displacement that broke this 1 minute structure. 5 minute time frame just tested that 5 minute fair value gap, seems to be respecting it. Also 5 minute displacement. 1 hour has a 1 hour fair value gap down here that price could come and retest, but actually it looks like we might not. We might get stopped out here. But I also like the fact that we hit into this 1 minute fair value gap, price pushed down, and on this candle we closed below like these candles lows, showing a shift in momentum. I don't love that this bullish candle just pushed up though, but I don't think it barely closed above this wick. But I like that there's a little shift in these wick lows, like disrespecting those wick lows. And now I want to see price essentially just coming in and targeting the orb low and this low here, this external range liquidity low. And that if it attacks that, it should be testing the 1 hour fair value gap too. So I like the fact that we broke into the opening range, a lot of displacement once we broke into it, and breaking this low, which in last times when we've broken into the orb, it fails to break the lows. And this one broke the lows once it hit into the opening range with displacement. And so my stop loss is just outside this fair value gap where the highest point was. The thing that could happen is the 1 minute could manipulate and sweep above this and tap me out to then run. But if I'm right, I want to see like it to have fuel like this move. Oh, no, it's going to stop me out. Okay. Well, okay. Took another stab at it. Didn't work. Now, if we do invert this, this could be a 1 minute kill shot opportunity for me. And maybe the move that can get me there. So the fact that this is invalidated, this move down, if this can invert this, I think I'll take a stab at yeah, a 1 minute kill shot. And then that'll be oh nope. I don't have a stop loss yet. I'm gonna take a stab over here too. Where's that? This one I'm willing to take on my other ones because this is actually one of my models. And buy 3, okay. Stop loss is at this 1 minute low. All right, let's see. Sell limit of 2. Okay. We got this failure to displace these lows here. No 5 minute candle close below them. We got the 1 minute inverse fair value gap and also closing above these highs. So I'm feeling good about this long here. For this top step account, like I'm just shooting for basically getting funded or not. So we're not gonna like set up TVs and stuff. It's either like we get funded or we don't. Where this one over here, this is like my actual account. So like we're gonna take TP at 2R, and yeah, we'll take TP at 2R, and then from there I trail 5 minute order blocks. So we'll see how. I would love for price to respect this fair value gap that was formed here on the 1 and give a good candle closure out of it. But over here on top sub, it's either funded or nothing. Check out the 5 minute on Bitcoin. Dang. Okay, it looks like Bitcoin's gonna displace without us. It didn't really give me a setup I liked. Okay, Nasdaq's looking pretty good. See if it can invert this guy. Looks like it might. If it does, yep, I'm gonna push stops up on my tops up account to this one that had the displacement on that low. And I'm gonna do this. So we've taken off a good amount of risk. And I think I'm gonna do the same over here on this one. I would not want to see it come back down like that. It's another fair value gap I'd love to see us invert. And if we can, I'll move my stops up to this candle that had this displacement, because these inverse fair value gaps should protect us, give like a layer of defense from price coming back down, and then we should take off about pretty much all of our risk. Majority of it. Not all of it, but majority of it. 40 seconds left. Let's see if we can invert this fair value gap. These fair value gaps, once you get to the higher portion of this move, these fair value gaps are much more important. Sorry, I see there's some chat stuff. I'm just focused in on these trades real quick. So sorry. I'm actually moved my stops up to this fair value gap because there's a gap between here and the inversion. And all of it would be in profit. Beautiful. Inverting quite a bit of fair value gaps here. It's kind of like the last one. All right, stops are going here now. I'm gonna do the same over here. There should be a fair value gap right there. I don't want to see price come all the way back down to here. There we go. I'll move, if we get another fair value up, I'll move my stops up to this candle, but I'm hoping we can just go straight to targeting external range liquidity, which is right where stop loss is at. Or take profit, I mean, is at for this account, for this eval, and same for over here. Price is looking exactly the V formation recovery. I'm really liking it. I think we might be able to smack TP on this. Okay, we've locked in a little bit more profit here. Actually, you know what? I might get a little bit more. No. We're going to stick to it. Nope, we're going to stick to it. Stick to the plan. Okay, this is the final fair value gap. There's one. Nope, there's no more. This was the final fair value gap to invert. And we have a fair value gap within it. So I'm hoping price can respect these, and I'm hoping we can honestly just push the external range liquidity. That's what I'm really hoping here. That would get us a funded account on Top Step, and that would get us a profitable day on our other accounts over here. If I can see the 1 minute, if the 1 minute will close above this high here, I'll be pretty aggressive with my stop loss, because if I can move my stops up to this low here, if it closes above, that'll lock me in a green day from the previous loss, and I would really like to be able to lock in a green day here. I'm gonna put it right there. I think that locks me in a green day, even if it comes down to there and stops me out. I'm being a little bit more aggressive on here just because I want to have these accounts in green, or this one I'm gonna leave a little bit more room. You know what? No, I need to stick to my plan. This is a great example. I'm like overthinking it, right? I'm not sticking to my plan. All right, if this candle can close above that wick, I will move my stops at black candle on the screen. This one right here. But I want to see it close above. There we go, Nasdaq. There we go. Finally showing me some love. There we go. There we go. We've locked in a green day. Let's go. Let's go. This is a nice aggressive move. I'm really loving this move right now. We might just get this funded account. We can leave a fair value up here. I'm going to move my stops to the base of this candle here. 3, 2, 1. Oops. Perfect. I'm very happy with this. Let's go. No way. We're $20 short. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Funded account. Funded account on Top Step. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I was $20 short. Oh my gosh. Hallelujah. Let's go. Oh my gosh, dude. I was almost $20 short. Oh, that would have been terrible. Oh my lordy. Oh my gosh. Let's go. 2 more funded accounts today on Apex and Top Step. All right, this one's still running, so we're going to watch this. I'm just going to keep trailing it based on displacement. But oh my gosh, man. Let's go. 2 more funded accounts, and we hit TP on this one. We're green for the day. God bless. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lord. I am bummed though. No, I'm not going to even talk about negative stuff right now. That was great. That was so good. That's so good. I'm so grateful. All right. I want to see how we react here to this high. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. Let's go. I want to see if we wick off from this high or do we displace through it. I'm just marking out some of these wicks that are pretty important to this move. As we're hitting these, right, if I'm correct, we should be getting fuel through these. We shouldn't be like chopping. It should be like good displacement. I'm gonna move stops. I'm gonna be pretty aggressive on this trade now. I'm not gonna do the 5-minute order blocks just because like I want it to be aggressive move, especially that we're hitting to these wicks. This one's gonna be pretty important up here. There should be a lot of short orders, and we should see some good displacement up there. And also, we're already locked into green day, so like I don't want to give up profits if it comes all the way back down. Sorry. Okay, let me check some of the chat questions. What is like the definition of a fair value gap? Okay, that's great. Fair value gap. So let me give a couple explanations because there's like a lot of different things in regards to a fair value gap. I use fair value gap 1 for something called displacement. If you don't know what displacement is when you see the chart like gives some fuel, right? So like this whole move was displaced, right? Why was it displaced? Is one, you almost see no gray candles or bearish candles, right? We're in this entire leg up since we entered, there's only 2 bearish candles. Okay, so that's showing there's displacement, which means you're on the right side of the market. Okay, so fair value gaps show you that. Fair value gaps also show an imbalance in the market. So when price moves too quickly, it leaves the gaps between the candles, right? So for example, there's a little tiny gap here between this wick and this wick, leaving a fair value gap. That shows an imbalance. Now, this fair value gap isn't as important as like this fair value gap down here. The earlier the fair value gap is in the move, the stronger the fair value gap is, okay? And so price right now has not filled this imbalance. So fair value gap would be considered like an imbalance in the market, that it moves so quickly, price never got to come back down and fill those prices or orders or whatever it is, right? And so another thing that you can use fair value gaps for is targeting internal range liquidity, right? So a fair value gap would be an internal range liquidity target, where a high or a low is external range liquidity. And so price, right, where we are now, price might come eventually fill this fair value gap or test it, right? So price doesn't like to just leave this, right? Price doesn't go up only always. Price will have a retracement to an internal range liquidity. Now, how can we know? Here's a little trick that is important. How can you know where could price retrace and stop? Using a Fibonacci retracement and finding discounted range. So look where this fair value gap is in regards to this range. It's at the 50% mark. So from this move, price usually, if it's going to end up retracing, it'll come all the way back down to this 50% line where there is a fair value gap. And usually there's an order block, a fair value gap, a wick block, something down there in the 50% mark that price will eventually stop moving because of. I hope that was a good explanation. Looks like we might get stopped out here, which I'm totally fine with getting stopped out here. This is a great trade, ending the day green. 2 more funded accounts, one on Apex, one on Top Step. And this is a really good green day. Like, we're floating $100 in profit on one contract. So we've realized, let me see what we've realized over here. We've realized $170 on our, we're going to have a 200 plus. We should have right around a $200 day. I'm going to move stops up a little bit more to this way, because if it's going to attack that, it's probably going to be done. And I'm fine. There we go. We're done. We are done. Flatten all. There we go. There we go. Let me show you guys my P&L card for... Let's go. Oh, that's it. I thought it was going to be higher, but still, very good day. Very good day on Nasdaq. I am very happy. This is not including also the $1,501 we made on Top Step. So we're up about, what is that? $3,200 or something like that? $4,200 for the day. Not too bad. And 2 funded accounts? Like, come on. Come on. Let's go. Having a great day. Having a great day. Let me check in on Bitcoin. Still nothing over here on Bitcoin. Oh, man. I feel so blessed. That was a good trade. That was a really good trade. Oh. Oh, yeah. I just got to pay some activation fees. We got some fresh fundeds for next week. Oh, man, that was really good. Oh, I love trading. Trading's so much fun. Oh. All right. I'm going to go to the restroom real fast. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that trade right there. That was good. Very happy with today. I'm done trading Nasdaq for the day. That is done for me. We are green for the day. I'm done trying to take stabs. This account is funded. I am a happy camper. Let's go, dude. Now it's road to payout on Top Step. Now it's how can we get a payout? Oh man, that was a good trade. Account summary. 156.60 for the day. Let's go. We're back to $2,000 in the account. Oh, all right, let's clean this up. We're gonna delete. Oh, no. We just gotta clean this up. Okay. Actually, we'll leave this for our. I want to see some on Top Step. Oh, Antonio, if you ever want to trade prop firms, if you use code Maniac with Apex, I get you 80% off any eval right now. I want to see what, like, for our next goals and stuff for funded accounts. See payout information. Top Step payout policy. Express funded account. Earn payouts while you learn and prove you're ready for live markets. A winning day equals $150 or more in profit. Eligible for 5 payouts after 5 winning days. Pay yourself 50% of your balance, up to $5,000 per account. Got it. Get promoted to live. Move to live after 5 payouts in a single XFA or sooner if the risk team thinks you're ready. Okay, so we can do, where's this code? If you're, I see you're on YouTube, it's just right down below in the description. Code Maniac, MANIAC in all capitals. And there's a link down below to Apex. And I think I'd recommend only the 50K or 25K accounts. And a 50K account right now is $37, I think, and then a 25K account is let me see real fast. Let's look it up. Let me log in off screen real fast. Well, I'll show you right now the pricing. So our goal is to get a 5K payout on Top Step now. Let's see. Oh wait, let me check a 25K account. 25K accounts I think are under 20 bucks. Oh no, they're $33.40. I'd recommend the 50K accounts. That's what I use. You just save $4 if you do a 25K account, but why is it so cheap? That's just their costs. They do have an activation fee. So like, right, your eval is going to be cheap in the beginning. It's going to cost you under $40 to get your eval. But then your activation fee, so say you pass the eval and then you want to activate it to a funded account, it would cost you $85. So in total, right? So say if you did the 50K and you get it funded, right? So you're going to do $37 for the eval and then $85 for the activation fee. It's going to come out to $122 altogether for the funded account if you can get it passed. Now, with that funded account, though, say you're able to scale it and then get a payout, it'll cost you, or it can pay you out $2,000. So your risk to reward there, right? You risked $120 to potentially make $2,000 on the payout. I think that's why prop firms are such a good opportunity. You know, you have a low entry to start off in, and then you have really good opportunities to to lock in payouts and so on and so forth. But yeah, here's what a 25K account would cost right there, $33.40. And if you use code Maniac, it'll give you that 80% off. So yeah, now my goal with Top Step is, can we be consistent and get a payout? Bitcoin, nothing. Okay. I wonder if is there a consistency rule? I want to know if there's if I get funded and it had my gold long today, how much would I have made? So here, let me do it on, we're gonna like write it on the screen real fast. So you say you do a 50K account, right? So you have a 50K, 50, this is terrible, 50K account, right? You have your maximum loss, so your MLL, your maximum loss limit is 2,500, okay? If you were to have a funded account, you need to get your account size to 5,200. Okay, so you need to get your account size to 52,500. Okay, what does that do for you? That makes you eligible for a potential payout, and that gets your drawdown. Now anything over $52,500, your drawdown now is growing too. So say you get this to $53,000. Okay. Say you get to $53,000. Now your maximum loss limit just moved to $3,000. Okay. So as you get profit, it grows. Now, say if you take a payout though of $2,000, it's going to shrink your account down, you know, to 51,000, which would blow your account. So you got to be careful when you're taking payouts. You know, you don't have to take a $2,000 payout, but maybe take a $500 payout. You know, maybe take a $1,000 payout, you know. But once you hit the $52,500, and I think it's like 5 green days in the account, you can get eligible for a payout. Now, what's important is your consistency rule. What is Apex? Consistency rule. Their consistency rule is drawdown, contact scaling. %30 consistency. So what does consistency mean? 1 day's profit cannot be more than 30% of the entire profit made in the account. So if you want to trade with size and you want to like trade with $3,000 wins, your $3,000 wins need to be consistent across the account, and they need to have that consistency roll across the profit. Okay. I should probably make a video that explains all this stuff in detail. But yeah, if you're gonna do a funded account, dive into their rules. Okay, you need to understand that prop firm's rules and make sure you follow them, because if you follow the rules, you can get a payout. If you don't follow the rules, you risk not getting a payout. Oh. So that's something, if you're going to start doing prop firm stuff, make sure you understand what are the prop firm rules. And basically all you do is like, say for Top Step, right? Same thing for Apex. It's all the same. If you want to understand the rules, you go to the resources and go to the help center of any prop firm, and you go into like their, you know, trading combine rules, their funded account rules, their payout policy rules. You want to know all that stuff. I'd say in the beginning, if you're trying to get an eval done, right? You're trying to pass an eval, understand all the evaluation rules. What are the rules there? Is there consistency? Can I not get more than a certain P&L in one day? Like Apex, if you use my code, you can get funded in 1 day. Okay, you can, if you make $3,000 in 1 day, you're funded. And that's what I did. I was pretty aggressive, and it took me 2 days to get funded, but my first day I made $2,000, and today I only needed $900 to get funded, and I did that. But you can do it in 1 day with Apex. Top Step, you cannot get funded in 1 day. The quickest you can get funded on Top Step is within 2 days. You need to make $1,500 in 2 days. and you can't make more than $1,500. Now, if you did like $1,520, that's okay. It needs to be close to that $1,500, like very close. But you need to understand those rules. And then once you get funded, I'd say dive into the funded account rules before you start trading it. Like for me, I got funded on Friday. So this weekend, I'm going to dive into my funded account rules. Okay, what are my rules for Top Step once I'm funded? And how aggressive can I be with my trading? Do I have to have a scaling plan? What should be my daily profit goal? You know, stuff like that. And then once I get profit in the account, I'm going to lock in on, okay, what are all the payout rules? Like, what do I need to make sure I can lock in that payout? So there is a game you got to play with prop firms. Like you got to play within their rules and the parameters that they set for you. Took a long today. 1 hour on BTC once we sweep Asia low. Let's go, dude. You took it. That Bitcoin was a great let me see. Did we? I don't think we ever hit Asia low. We never hit the Asia low. We got close to some of the Asia lows, but we never hit the actual low of Asia. That's a good, like, if you probably caught a 1-to-1 here, I assume. That's probably a pretty good trade. I might get a trade opportunity here on Bitcoin. We'll see. We'll see if it taps into some of these lows here. And if it fails to displace them, that could give me my opportunity. Holy smokes. I'm watching this guy's car caught fire. On my indicator says 10997.63 is Asia low or 109. Oh yeah, no, so Asia low is right here. So best way to mark out set. I've never found a good indicator in my opinion that actually helped me find session lows. For some reason they always get it wrong. That's just been my experience, but this is Asia low right here. So right, Asia market starts at 1800 hours and then goes till about midnight. It's a little earlier, but I always mark it out till midnight. And the lowest low of Asia was this 1 hour candle right here at 109,450.4. But also you might be using a different exchange, so maybe your low is different. Yeah, Antonio, let me know if you got questions. If you join my Discord, you can go in there anytime, ask questions. I'm more than happy to help you like figure stuff out if you have any confusion. But yeah, I just encourage you like dive into whichever prop firm you pick. If it's Apex, if it's Top Step, if it's Alpha Futures, whichever one you pick, dive into their rules and just try to learn it this weekend before you trade it. No, Asia starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time, 1800 hours Eastern time. Alio. Yeah, not 8 p.m. It's 6 p.m. Your Discord link didn't work for me. Oh, let me check it real fast. Let me check it real quick. Invalid link. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. Let me fix this. I thought I fixed this. That's so annoying. This should fix it. Let me go into my YouTube studio real fast. I'll fix it right now. Dang. Okay, it works now. So sorry. The Discord link works now. If you refresh the stream, there should be an updated Discord link down there. I just realized my social media channels are not in the description either. Oh, that's annoying. I need to fix that for all my live streams. Oh, BitNux, but they take a lot of on fees. How's Blow? I love BLOFIN. BLOFIN's the exchange I use. I love it. I've never had an issue with BLOFIN. Always am able to withdraw, deposit, trade. Fees wise, I mean, I came from a place when I first started trading with insane fees, like insane fees. I'd pay $400 in a fee to open and close a trade. So like for me, BLOFIN went like, for me, I'll do a 50x leverage position on a little scalp, and I think I pay like maybe $10 in fees. And to me, that's not bad. I don't know. But fees are, you know, fees are inevitable. But if your trades are good, like fees really don't matter, in my opinion. If your trades are good, the fees like are irrelevant. Oh wait, let me do this. All right, I'm fixing all my things. Okay, got it. I trade on joined. Awesome, thank you. So yeah, let me know if you have questions on anything. when you're in the Discord, if you're going to do research this weekend and stuff. I don't do much in the Discord. I use it as a place that my audience can get a hold of me. If you have questions or whatever, like you can use it to literally have full access to me at any time of the day. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I respond typically pretty quickly. So, but then there's also a whole bunch of other people in there that if you guys start talking about prop firms, someone else might know the, you know, rules and stuff. So I'm trying to slowly just build a really good community in there that people can just help each other with future trading and day trading. So, but right now I mainly use it for when people come to the live stream and stuff and they are asking questions. But then when I'm not live, I want to give them a place where they can still reach me when I'm not live. So yeah. Do you trade Bitcoin on the weekend? No. I only trade Bitcoin during New York session. And I think something that's very important is time. The time of the day, the time that you're trading and taking trades is extremely important on the market. I think people underestimate how important time is. The only way I would take a trade on Bitcoin on the weekend is if I was doing like some really big swing trade. That'd be it. But I'd say the only time that it's okay to trade on the weekend is Sunday night when Asia market opens. That'd be the only time. But even then, I don't really like it because New York or London is gonna manipulate most likely, and it's just, yeah, unless you can catch a really quick scalp, I wouldn't want to be trading on the weekend. I like to wait for Monday's market open. Alio, Bitcoin did hit into London low, which no, that's not the number you had marked out, but Bitcoin did hit into London low, but it's not at 109. London low for me is at 110, 270. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it today for stream. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours now. I'm gonna call it. We're done trading on Nasdaq. We might get a trade later on Bitcoin, but as of right now, I'm not really seeing anything I'm loving on Bitcoin to take a stab at it. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I do post my P&L cards. That's the soonest place you'll see my P&L cards. Like if I'm not live, I'll post like, hey, yo, took this trade, you know, win or loss, whatever. Yeah, so if you want to like stay in the know, I've transitioned. I used to post a lot on X, but now I really like Instagram, and I think it's a great place to really stay connected with, you know, your audience. So I do stories, I do reels, I have a little Maniac channel where I can put in little quick things. Yeah, so go follow me on Instagram, and if I take a Bitcoin trade, you'll see it. And I'm also going to post up all my P&Ls for all my Top Step and then my Apex count, which we made about, what's it, $4,200 today? Let me do the math. We'll just do the math real fast instead of guessing. So we did, let's do the math. 2739.1 plus our Top Step account made 1501.8, 4240.9 for the day. Not bad. Not bad at all. I am very happy with that. Very happy with that. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you can, like the YouTube stream, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would love to have you a part of my community, and follow me on Instagram because I keep you guys pretty up to date to that. And then also, if you're someone watching and you want access to me outside of live streams, join my Discord, and feel free to @ me in there, ask questions, and so on and so forth. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna close out the stream. I will see you guys Monday morning at market open. That's the next time we're going to be streaming, and we're going to be doing some trading. So hopefully next week is just as good as this week. We ended the week green this week, so I'm loving it. Good green week. Let's go. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go head to the gym now. Yeah, Antonio, thank you so much for hanging out, dude. I love that you started hanging out and asking questions. Same with you, Alio. Thank you so much for coming in, hanging out, and asking questions, dude. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your Friday.